Are you thinking about building a custom home in Las Vegas or Henderson? Well, you're in luck, because today I have with me Lauren from Dream Construction Company, or Dream Construction Co., correct?
Yes.
Is that how you said it? Dream Construction Co.?
Yeah, so it's Cynthia, Lauren, Huff with Dream Construction, and we are a luxury custom home builder.
Yes, they are, and they specialize in beautiful custom homes. We're actually sitting in one right now. If you can see the backdrop right there, this is a beautiful home, and we are actually in Mission and Paradise Hills. I just did a video on it because for this area, it's like a little gem here. You have beautiful custom homes everywhere. They're all pretty much newly built, and you can still get a full acre for under $1 million.
Yes, the going price right now for acre lots in Mission is right around $345,000 to $400,000 per acre.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a steal. It's a great deal.
It is, and people are catching on because I'm hearing from people that are having these beautiful homes in HOA communities, like one of the Big L communities, Southern Highlands or Escaya. They don't like the HOAs, so they're relocating down here, buying land and building their beautiful custom home.
Yeah, and the great thing about this is a rural community, so no HOAs, no regulations or schemes that you have to follow. It's the 100% custom area where you can let your imagination run wild.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about Dream Construction Co., because it's a family-owned business. I know it all, but it's probably better from you because you're part of the family.
Yes, so we're a family-owned company. My parents both usually do the estimating and working with the customers, and my brother runs the field. He's project manager, and I recently just transferred into sales. So with my sales, I'm trying to push the luxury market this way into Mission Hills. We have over 7 homes erected in this area, and we have 6 more preliminaries starting soon. So this really is our area. We really know the development with the city of Henderson out here. You're really choosing us as the best resource when you come out here because we've done the work, we've done the due diligence it takes to really get all of the costs presented up front so you know and you have full transparency of what you're able to build.
So how I met Lauren and her mom, Cindy. It's confusing because Cynthia and Cynthia.
Yeah.
But we got it right.
Cindy's the nickname,
yeah.
Cynthia.
So I had a client that were in the ballpark for a luxury home. They came out here, it was like 1.8, 1.9, something like that. And you were hosting an open house there.
Yes.
And I walked in, very friendly as always. And they're like, yeah, we're actually the builders of this home. And that home sold the same day.
Yes.
So my clients, we continued to look for a home, but you know my clients because they're very particular, and we couldn't find one in Las Vegas. So I was like, because you told me about the custom home builds and all this, and I reached out to you guys. I was like, hey, give me the rundown of your custom homes. You guys gave me the spill. I liked it. I told my clients, and then we sat down with you guys and went through the steps. So tell me the steps of, tell them the steps of building a custom home. I would say the first and most important thing in building a custom home is find somebody you can trust to help represent you, whether it be a custom builder or a real estate agent, preferably a real estate agent. We're Lauren here, right here. But we developed these relationships with these builders, and I've done this in a short time, and they've been remarkable. But it's very important because when you're building a custom home, what's the build out time from dirt? Probably like 1.5 years at the very minimum.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're pretty much married to that custom builder for 1.5 years at the very least. And if you know about marriage, it's not easy. So you're going to go through your ups and downs. There's going to be a few speed bumps, but a great thing with them is we kind of hashed most of that stuff out at the beginning because like I said, my clients are very particular and they wanted to know, kind of an estimate on everything and what it would be before we got in. So would you say that would be the first step in building a custom home?
Yeah, and it's really about the relationship right when you first start because you're going into this with most of the time, everybody puts all of their eggs in the basket. So in saying that, you really want to vet who you're speaking to about these type of projects. You want to get in with the other people that have done work with us. You really want to evaluate exactly what you're trying to do and who is going to be doing that with you. And at Dream Construction, we really rely on that partnership of communication and transparency, where we want you to know that we are here for you. We are there through the ups and downs, and it is going to be like a marriage. We're here, we're in the relationship. We know that you're going to come across certain things that you may not have expected, and that's where we come in, to where we set the tone, where it is something that you can overcome, and it's not something that's going to crash the project or inherently lose financing. We're here every step of the way to bring you through all of those issues and then deliver a beautiful outcome.
Nice. So first step's done. You found a great realtor. They introduced you to the great home builder. The second step would be pretty much finding the land, right? Or would you tie in finding the land and having an idea of what you want to build? Because you kind of got to have an idea of what you want to build to be able to fit it on that land, correct?
Yes. Yep, land acquisitions is what I do best. I specialize in that the most. Right away, I get a call from the agent. Hey, my client is considering this lot. What do you think? What's your expertise? I immediately go out and view the lot personally. I look and find all of the different development issues, the red lines, the zones. I make sure that this lot is qualified for exactly what you're wanting to do. And then once you kind of get the area, the environment of where you're seeing your dream home being built, then we go and we decide if this is the lot for you. And if it is, if you are considering it, we immediately go into the planning stages, where you kind of come up with the idea of what you want to build, the footprint. The footprint of the plan sets the tone for the lot. Everything relies on the footprint of the plan, the tie-ins, the connections, the financing. Everything goes in with how it's going to be set on the lot.
Yeah, it's super important. When me and my clients were looking for lots, she was such a great help, because I'd send her these lots and she'd be like, well, the development costs, tell me about development costs. So she would give me the heads up on all the development costs and what they were. So utilities, grading, sewer tie-in, and sewer's a big issue now. We'll get into that in a minute. Power lines and stuff like that. So.
Yep, and then also your gas connections. If you're wanting to be hooked onto gas or propane or all electric, all of those different things come with different costs. We already have a pre-planned cost for those things that come in, that we've pretty much dialed down with all the various projects. So we can come to you right away with a pre-planned cost of what hypothetically your build will be, and you will know right up what your development costs will be before you even purchase the lot and purchase the plan for the home.
Yeah, so very important. Actually, we found a lot, the one with the power lines. It was a cheap lot,
Very cheap.
But why was it so cheap?
It was so cheap because there is a power line running through the center of the lot, and per development code, you have to be from the center of the power line 50 feet right, 50 feet left. So it's a 100-foot space that you cannot build along the whole duration of the power line. So a lot of people will market these lots in these high affluent areas where the price is unbeatable and you can't imagine. But then if you jump into that to where you purchase it and you're all excited and you have no idea that the reason why it was priced so low because of these red flags. And that's where I come in to facilitate. Yeah,
she was a godsend in that, and I appreciate you for that. We actually just bought a lot, and it's a great lot.
So my relationship with Mission Hills is I know the land, I know the landowners, I know who's going to want to sell. They'll call me if they're thinking about selling, about the market, or who's interested, and I have all that information, and that's why it's great to use me as your builder resource when you're looking for land along with the agents.
Yeah, just not Mission Hills. We'll get into that later because we'll tie that in later in this video. It is great because there's a lot right next to it, and my client's brother wanted to get a lot, so we're still kind of working on that, but they don't know if they want to sell it yet.
I reached out on behalf of Shane and his second client who was considering building right next to the first client. And I went and did I looked at my relationship with the lot owner and basically presented the offer to him, and he was in full consideration of the deal. So now we might be able to facilitate 2 family members building their dream homes right next to each other. So this is the type of stuff that we do here at Dream Construction. We really facilitate your dream and your vision.
And I work with these people. Okay, so after we got the lot, after you got your agent, you got your builder, you got the lot, tell me about the next step in the process. And that would be like the kind of the design process?
Planning and design. Yeah, so after you've sealed the deal with your lot, you know what you want, you have the environment set, we go directly into the plan stage. So Dream Construction can provide multiple plans that have already been stamped and approved by the city. That helps with saving time with your construction timeline. But we also offer a plans proposal to where you can create the entire footprint all on your own, floor to ceiling, whatever you want. Or you can just do red lines to where you move and shift and shape things that are already present into your own ideas. So it's pretty much however you want to do it. We have the whole availability for the whole plan set from start to finish. So
you have an in-house architect, right?
Yes, we do.
What if somebody wanted to use a third-party architect?
We facilitate however the client wants. That's happened several times where clients will come in with their own architects, with their own designs, and want to know if we can facilitate. And absolutely. That is also some savings too if you come in with your own plan set.
Yep. Do you ever run into headaches with architects? Because I've talked to other builders, and sometimes the architects and the builder, like the architect would be like, this will work, and the builder's like, actually, that won't work. Has ever run into that?
Well, we've actually used the same architect for well over 15 years. He's on our team. We've helped develop him in his own business. So he is right there with us. Anything we need, top priority. He recently just came down for a whole team photo shoot. He is 100% a part of our team, and he is ready and willing to facilitate any client at any time. So he's actually out of state, and he comes in to meet anybody he needs to get this plan designed exactly how they want. So I would say the biggest issue on time would be with the engineers, mechanical, plumbing, and electrical. We have used Mariano Engineering for well over a decade. So they push us the top priority as well when it comes to the full plan sets. So we really have the engineering down to where we are top priority, and we can do a full plan set from start to finish within 2 months.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So very responsive, very communicative. We love who we are using, and we have nothing but great things to say about them. Okay, cool. So we found the realtor, we found the builder, we found the lot, we purchased the lot, we developed the plans for it. So what's the next step after that? So after you get a fully stamped and approved plan, we immediately take it down into the city or wherever the lot is located. So once you submit your plan design to the city, there's right around a 4 to 6 months plan review for a brand new plan. So that's where I said you can save on some of the construction timeline if you use a pre-plan that's already been through the whole system, but it takes 4 to 6 months for a full new plan set to be approved. By the city? Yes. Yeah. And like she said, if you already come in with your plan system, that lot we swooped down, they already submitted the plans for that. So I think that saves my clients like 4 months, I think. Exactly. Yeah. So what we did is we work with the clients all the way to the very beginning. And if they decide to pull out, all of the work that we've done, the preliminary work with the city, with the engineers, we get to keep all of that. We get to have our names on it. Even though the client didn't go forward, we have all of that information that stays with the lot. So now that Shane and his client has come in, they get to swoop in and start way before exactly what the other client left over. He gets to start at that same spot, and we just changed the information through the city as far as permitting go, and now he's about to have an active permit within a couple months.
Which is great.
Yeah, so it might even be sooner than a couple months.
Yeah.
I actually forgot about that. That's another great thing for your clients.
Yeah. So after the permitting process, 4 to 6 months, and then you start the build.
We start the build. Yeah. So we have our construction timeline down packed. Like Austin, he's our project manager. He has created these relationships with all of our trades that they know him very well. They know his communication style. They are all lined up and ready to go schedule-wise. He is an awesome person when it comes to mediation with issues on the project. If a client has an issue versus the trade has an issue, Austin comes in and really takes a lead on all of those issues and helps resolve into a happy solution instead of a destructive freak out.
The deal's blown up. I don't want the house anymore. It's halfway built.
Which does happen sometimes where finances get up or the timelines are coming short and the clients are getting a little anxious to move in versus when they have to close on the loans. It's a very high-strung process, but that's what we are here for. We're here to take you through every step of the way to make sure that you are left with a beautiful home and that you feel happy about the process. We are not going to just let something go to where the client feels like they weren't heard or that they didn't get the product that they were promised. So that is what we are definitely about. We want to deliver a dream home, and that's what we do.
Yeah, that's why it's so important to vet your builder.
Everyone.
Yeah, your realtor. You know, when I refer people, it's because I've gone through the process and worked with them, and that's an important step, most important, I think. So let's talk about. We're building. That's pretty much simple, right? You build it, you go through the construction schedule.
Yeah. So during the building process, we really go through with a client on the specifications of what they want. So there's tons of options per trade. For example, insulation. Mm-hmm. Insulation offers sound barriers with their insulation, and there's several options of what you can do and where you can do it to where it facilitates the client personally. So depending on what their needs are, each trade that we work with has several options on customization. Yeah. So we really dial down into each line item of what they want. What are they looking for? What do they need? What is the best use of this item? And that's really where we take them through the process with us so they have a complete understanding of how the build is going through the whole project.
Awesome. So all that, let's rewind. Financing, right? Because that's important because a lot of people don't want to shell out whatever $3-4 million. Yeah. How does that work?
So we work with lenders that do lump sum construction loans. If you've already purchased a lot, they take the value of the lot, the market value of the lot, and they put that as collateral for your vertical build loan. So at the end of the day, you're paying one fee, you have one payment, and everything is conjoined together to where it services the client the best. So we offer several different options for lenders that do that. We work with WaFd Bank, we work with US Bank, we work with America First, and Nevada State Bank. So we have different relationships with different ones. Depending on who the client is, we will offer all of those options for them to choose.
Yeah, and it works like this. So they get the construction loan, and they have phases of construction loan. So they take a draw for like the foundation, the framing, and each draw you pay whatever your APR on that draw, correct?
Yep. So it's interest only of what you use. So
until it's finally built out.
Yeah, and then the whole construction schedule is also lapped in with the building loan. So the lenders will work with us with our timelines and how we apply for each draw. It's all monitored by the lender, that's monitored by the client. So the client gets a full spectrum of what we're taking, what we're using it for, when our next draw will be, and how it all goes into play. The client is totally involved in all of those with the lender and the builder.
Nice. So that's pretty much it, right? What's the final walkthrough when it's all said and done? How's that go?
So final walkthrough would be with the city inspectors. Once the home is near completion, we get ready for our finals, and the inspector comes and checks off. The inspector comes and checks all of the different light items throughout the duration of the project to make sure that the home is built per code. So when we apply for the finals, they come and they take all their last inspections, and once they have approved us as the home being completed, we get something called a certificate of occupancy. And that is going to be the certificate that states that the homeowners may now move in. So once we get C of O, we present it to the owners, and it's depending on when they want to move in. Sometimes we have clients that want to move in a little bit early once they get C of O, because the finished product doesn't have to mean that you will get C of O. C of O comes sometimes well into the project, even before finishes are fully complete. So we kind of leave it up to the client if they're wanting to move in right when they get that certificate, or if they want to have the full finished home complete and buttoned up before they move in. So it's really just determining off of their timelines and what they're wanting to do.
Yeah. So just so reiterate back, so layman terms. Yeah. So once the foundation is done, does an inspector come in and check that off?
Yes.
Plumbing done, inspector come in and check that off. So every phase of a house, an inspector comes in.
Yes.
Signs it off so you can get to the next phase of the home.
Yes, we can't move forward until every inspection is passed per phase.
Okay. And then when you get that CFO, certificate of occupancy, that can be before these beautiful lights are hung and all the finishes are done. So it might be a month or two before all those finishes are done.
Yeah.
After you get your CFO.
Yep. So it's really just what the client is wanting. Like a lot of people just want to get right in.
Yeah.
But then you also have to consider that the project isn't complete. So then you're living in a construction zone, basically. So sometimes that's not really ideal. Yeah. But it's just up to them. You know, it's however they want to handle it or deal with it. We facilitate however they want to do. So. Yeah.
And then out here in Las Vegas, landscaping is such a big, because you get this biophilical designs where you got the inside and the outside together.
Yeah.
You guys do landscaping too? How does that tie into the build?
Yeah, we do. So we do all of the exterior finishes as a phase 2 contract. This also gives the owner a chance to have some savings, because we do all of the exterior work as a hard cost. This is not a part of the square foot of the home. So driveways, walkways, all landscaping, masonry walls, pools, anything on the exterior of the home, we work on phase 2, and that goes right into the dream designs. We have all of the trades right there with us as well for the exterior.
Yeah, because that's super important, especially when you're getting these custom homes on these beautiful acre lots.
Yeah, and it gives the client a chance to bid us out, basically. We have the relationships, we have the quality, so our pricing on landscape design is a little bit on the higher end, but it's because of what we're doing. Yeah. We know the design. We can verify that these people are not going to create huge flood zones, There's no cutting corners with our team in any way, shape, or form.
Like the old saying goes, you get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for, absolutely. And you pay for what you get.
Yes, 100%. So tell me about, like, I looked, there's like 5 lots for sale around here. You probably know better than me.
So I do have an exclusive bomb that I want to drop on you right now.
Okay, perfect. On camera, I love it.
I have 5 potentially pre-developed lots coming in Mission Hills right now within the next 2 months.
Okay.
So there's no such thing as a pre-developed lot in Mission Hills, and there never was.
Are you talking about the ones on Glory Mountain that they're doing right there?
I can't.
Oh, you can't disclose it. Teaser.
The location.
Okay.
But
I think I have an idea.
Yeah,
I know it there.
And I know that there's a huge surge of people wanting to build out here and even live out here. But houses for sale are very few and far between. Houses for sale out here that are on an acre lots are non-existent. Mm-hmm. And then lots that are pre-developed, non-existent. Most of the lots that are available out here in Mission have a lot of development work that have to go into it. Or they're just not available. The clients don't want to sell. But there are a few that are wanting to sell, but they want to sell at the right price because they know how many people are wanting to move out here. But exclusively, I have 5 lots coming available that are pre-developed, and we want to sell them right around $550.
About a half acre, probably, I'm thinking.
Full acres.
They're full acres?
Full acre, pre-developed lot at $550,000.
That's good, because there's one right now at Peach Bluff for $585.
And it's not fully developed.
Yeah, half of it is.
It's the lot on Peach Bluff that's available is actually an acre lot, but they've only developed a certain part of it. So you would still be responsible for the full grading of the actual acre and the masonry walls that have to do the retaining walls.
For the next lot?
Yeah, so retaining wall right now, I did price that one out. That one was right around $80,000 just to retain to where you can get the full acre.
You hear that? Just to retain a wall, $80,000. Yeah. So that's why you want to talk to a professional like me. I'll ask her. Yes. I mean, this is so important before you get into these lots. And let's talk about another thing, water, sewer, actually. Let's talk about that. Because my client just bought one in Lone Mountain. And working with them is great because before I started working with them, I'd have to call the city and I'd get to run around, spend hours on the phone. Yep. Now I just send an email over, what is the sewer, how far is it from? He wants to put gas, how far is that from? They give me all the details on what it's going to take to develop that lot. My client, we closed tomorrow on the lot, actually. But before he bought the lot, I wanted to make sure, like, before you get into this, you can't get water unless you hook up to sewer. It was only in Las Vegas, but we found out recently it was in Henderson too, and you're done with that. But we'll get that in a minute. So before my client bought this lot, it was a great deal. He got it for under $245. It's not a full acre. It's a half acre. It's in Lone Mountain. I sent them an email, asked, what's it cost to hook up the sewer line? The city gave me this, the city gave me that, and email later, it took me
Well, talk about that cost. What cost did the city give you to develop that particular area?
So it wasn't the city, it was the, because there was 4 lots in there, and it was the buyer's agent for one of the lots that purchased it. And he was like, yeah, we got an appraisal to hook up sewer for $250,000. And I sent the email to them, I was like, how far is the sewer? How far is the gas? They're like, we'll do it for, was it 180?
180.
180 grand. Talked to Ray, which is her father, who does all the mapping out of that stuff and the pricing. And he was like, we'll hit that mark. The city told me there was a no-cut zone on Fort Apache right there because what that means is when they lay a new road, I thought it meant you couldn't cut into it within 5 years. And she told me that. You can't cut in the road for 5 years. But them being developers and doing what they do, they're like, actually, that's not the case. You can cut into it, but you have to follow their guidelines to put the road back in, which is kind of spendy, but he priced all that out beforehand. He gave me the linear price per linear feet for the gas lines. So I got all the information on what it costs to run all that stuff before we bought the lot. And that was super important.
And your client was okay with that?
He was. But Lauren here went an extra mile and contacted both the buyer agent and the owner of the property and the neighbor who has a house on there to have a meeting so we can collaborate on that cost so everybody can tie in the sewer.
Yes.
Because the water district will not give you water if you do not tie in the sewer. No more septic here.
Yep.
In Las Vegas or Henderson recently, because we have such a good reclamation. Reclamation of our water.
Yes.
We recycle 98% of our water.
Yes.
So they don't want that. When you have a septic system, that water goes to waste.
Yeah.
So, and then today, recently you're running with the same kind of issue out here now, right?
Yeah. So sewer development is a huge issue in Mission Hills. I'm trying to get a load of customers to sign up with me and back me on being the voice really for the development in this area. I am working on a few areas in like Rainbow and Sahara for the sewer transitions as well. But the knowledge is really what I would like to present to people. Before you purchase these lots, you have to do the verification of what you can actually build, where this lot is, if it's connected to the sewer, if it's near the sewer. All of those costs are extremely important because it can make or break the entire build project.
Yeah, and you just wasted $300,000 on a lot you can't build on because to tie in the sewer is going to cost you $500,000. So
Exactly.
These are great things to know.
Yes, exactly. And not only that, getting back to your clients with the negotiations of all four owners, that is something I do all the time. I am never going to put in a sewer without involving all of the surrounding homes because that is ideal more than septic. So I will always give everyone a chance to be able to get some savings for the tie-ins. Those negotiations that I do all on my own, completely free. I'm trying to push that I am your resource and you shouldn't have to pay for a resource. So I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Mm-hmm. I'm here for all of you.
That's awesome. So you guys do these custom homes. What's the benefit of building your own home? There's multiple of them. There's a million of them, I know. But from a builder's perspective, from my perspective, it's instant equity, right? When you build that home, you can sell it and make a profit.
Absolutely.
Which is probably the best thing.
It really opened up our eyes. So Dream Construction builds dream homes. So we really build these homes for these clients who are living out the rest of their days in these homes. This is what they want, exactly to the T. This is what we present to them, and they stay there. They're not going to be resold. So unfortunately, with a situation that happened a few years ago, we had one of our dreams home recently resell. And it really brought the market to our eyes of what we have here, what kind of product we have, and how much people responded to that product. Like you said, the home sold within one day.
My buyer was trying to buy it, but it was sold before he can even put an offer in.
So the finished product is so amazing, where we also bring in other clients to view some of these homes, and they're just blown away by the creativity of each individual home. There's no scheme. There's no thing that we try to stick to. It's all dependent on each client and their vision. So the dream model is Cindy's vision. She's the designer for this vision. But we do have exclusive showings that we do in some of our other properties that the clients want to promote as well. So
yeah, and then one of the things I like about your company is family owned, which everybody loves a family owned company.
Yeah,
they invited my clients into their home just to let them go through the process and tell them everything. And I spoke to Ray, and just me being me, it's like, so what's your experience? All this. He used to work for Beezer Home. So he used to do, was it land acquisitions for
development
for hundreds of homes. So his experience is one of the things that like kind of impressed me. I was impressed.
Absolutely.
I was like, okay, so you know what you're doing.
Yes.
Well, you already know what you're doing, but.
And we value that very much. Every single one of us comes to the table with a certain flavor, if you will, that we add on to the client, and each person gets to experience something different with each one of us, because we all provide different things and we all have our own level of personal touch that we do. So you really are getting all of our family with this process. It's not going to be some shyster who shystes you, because we bring you into our home, we bring you into our life, and we share our personalities, and it really is what we're saying. It's not a scheme or sham, and we're bringing you into our own personal lives as well. So it's a huge personal decision. We understand that, and that's where we are banking on, is the personality. So
relationship. It's relationship.
The relationship.
Lauren, thank you so much for sitting in front of these cameras. I know they can be piercing into your soul, but I think we did good. We covered everything. So if you guys are interested in new construction, you can give me a call. You can go to their website. What's your website?
dreamconstruction.co. And the preliminary process is 100% free. We don't charge for estimates. We don't charge for the consultation. We want you to come in and meet us, see the process, fill us out, get the information, get the questions answered, and to where you feel full clarity on everything that we provide.
Yeah, so you know what you're getting yourself into, and you know who you're working with.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. That was pretty long. It was good. What do you think?